once said that food is the ultimate equalizer, a need we all have in common, no matter our race or religion. But it's still not very common to see a black chef running a professional kitchen, and that is the front page centerpiece this week. There are hundreds of thousands of restaurants across the country, and yet only 14% of the chefs are black. But there's a cultural shift happening, and it's because more and more chefs are willing to mentor young cooks.
I've gotten to the top. I'm the executive chef now, and I have to do everything I can to teach everybody I know, whether white, black, whatever, minorities, what I've learned and how I got here and what's the success behind it. Because if I withheld all that information, they're not going to become successful. And I've learned that through the course of my tenure, that if I teach people everything I know, one, they'll work their butts off for me. They'll stay loyal, and then you'll see them grow.
That group where you see so many hourly kind of skilled black employees and helping them get to those levels where you're a sous chef and you're executive sous chef. I think that's the transition that's the most difficult part is you do see a lot of diversity in the lower ranks of kitchens, but it diminishes as you go higher. And I think seeing that in Cincinnati is really encouraging.
This week, the Courier profiled 4 black chefs who found their own route to the top and are working to give the next generation a leg up. One of them is Chef Christian Gill, owner of uber popular Boomtown Biscuits. He talked with Courier reporter Andy Brownfield.
So I'm here with Chef Christian Gill, chef owner of Boomtown Biscuits and Whiskey in Pendleton and the upcoming Boomtown #2 in Union, Kentucky. Appreciate you being with us.
Of course, Andy. It's always a pleasure to commiserate about just, when biscuits don't rise. Dang it.
Well, speaking of rising, the thrust of the story is that there's a growing legion of black chefs here in Cincinnati, and that's due in part to a change in the culture where this current generation of leaders in kitchens, yourself included, are taking the time to mentor and foster new talent. Was that how you came up?
So no, that's not really how I came up in terms of having a lot of black role models to mentor and foster. There was just, one really for me in terms of a true culinary role model that was black that I had a one-on-one interaction with on a daily basis. And that was during my time spent at Disney, where I got a lot of my, my fundamental training and just common sense, like culinary common sense. I learned a lot there. But my dude Blue down there, he was integral to, the chef that I am now, and just teaching me that, it's be who you are and, don't take nothing from nobody, and let your food represent you.
So why is mentorship, or better question would be, how do you exhibit mentorship in your kitchen now?
By doing, not just saying, by trying to keep a positive kitchen, just keeping morale up in general and showing that, the culture of the 70s, 80s, early 90s of just, berating, just leading and inspiring through fear, or just leading and teaching through fear and not inspiration and through positive correction and criticism. That's basically what I do. I'm here, it's open door. It's an open door here at Boomtown. If you want to come, you want to learn how to cook, great. I'll take somebody that's never cooked before, and I'll show you the fundamentals, and I'll show you the basics, and I'll show you how we do things at Boomtown for our kitchen and for our guests. And, if you commit to learning and to maintaining the standards that we uphold here at Boomtown, then I'll continue to give you a little bit more leeway and invite you to create things on your own, help drive you to create things on your own, and give you a little bit of assistance where you need it, but really help you to thrive here. And it's a really busy restaurant, as you know. It's really hard to find those moments that slow down on a busy brunch weekend where you can be creative individually. So we take that time during the week when we're prepping for the weekend. That's when I try to take time for one-on-one development.
I think we have time for one more question here, but to you, why is diversity important in the culinary industry?
Diversity is important because everyone has a different background. Everyone has a different palate. Everyone has a different perspective on what food means, not only to them, but what food means to the guests, based on their experiences and what they've eaten. And like, while that does exist, within the vacuum of the past forever in terms of standard and you know, what you would expect a chef to be, or the color that they would be and the gender that they would be, there's a lot more people with a lot more drive and a lot more passion and just a lot more vision, and they just need a chance to give it their all and try.
So, well, thank you so much for being with us today.
Of course. Thank you.